The first one is when we have to solve a given trigonometric equation, we must have s- the same angle, and the second condition is that the whole equation must be with the same trigonometric ratio. What is the meaning of this one? I will explain over here. If we have angle x on one trigonometric ratio, then the whole trigonometric ratios must be with angle x. I will explain this one. So I will start the question number 3 over here. Now this one, the question number 3. So just I will erase something over here. Some results already we have just discussed, and the other results I will use over here. So my first question is over here. That is, given that x is acute angle, this means if you have the value of x is more than 90 degree, those values we have to ignore. And that the 2 secant square x plus 7 tan of x equal to 17, find the exact value of tan of x. So what's the question is? The question is 2 times secant square of x plus 7 times tan of x is equal to 17. And what's the target is? Target is you have to find the value of tan of x in this case. So that's the question. Remember that to solve this question, what are the formulas we have to use over here? I will discuss with you. We have two formulas. The first one is in the A2 method. The first formula already we have done. The first one is 1 plus tan square of theta is equal to the secant square of theta. That formula already I have proved in the first lecture. Then I have over here 1 plus cot square of theta that is equal to the cosecant square of theta. These two results I have to use when the tan is going to change into the form of the secant, or secant is going to change into the form of the tan. I will use the first formula. And when we have to change cosecant into the form of the cot, or cots into the form of the cosecant, then we have to choose this one. Now, beta over here, in this question, I have two trigonometric ratios. The first of all, the first condition I will try to satisfy. The first angle is x, and the second angle is also x. So the first condition is fulfilled. The first condition is satisfied. Now, what's the second condition is that whole equation must be in the same trigonometric ratio. But over here, the first ratio is the secant, the second ratio is the tan. So we have to change these two ratios. Secant square can be changed into the tan, just like this formula. So you have to change by this one. 2 will remain as it is. Secant square means 1 plus tan square of theta. And plus 7 times tan of x will remain as it is equal to 17. Expand the brackets, try to solve this one. That becomes 2 plus 2 times tan square of theta, x in this case, plus 7 times tan of x minus 17 equal to 0. Now I have this one is 2 times tan square of theta or tan square of x plus 7 times tan of x and minus 15. Why this is the minus 15? Because I have to solve these two terms. That is plus 2 and that is minus 17. Plus 2 and minus 17. These two terms becomes minus 15. Now there are two things to solve this question. The first one is I can use this quadratic equation by the quadratic formula. The second question is I can use midterm breaking. So the first one is I have to make midterm breaking, multiply this 2 by this minus 15. I will get the minus 30. Make two factors of the minus 30 such that we have to find the value of the two factors such that when you minus the factors, the answer will be 7, and when you multiply, the answer will be 30. So the required factors are 10 times 3. So 10 times 3, that is the required factor. So I have to write this one as 2 times tan square of x plus 10 times tan of x minus 3 times tan of x and minus 15 equal to 0. Beta, you can use the quadratic formula and you can use the calculator over here. So 2 times tan of x is taken as common. I will get tan of x plus 5 from here, and minus 3 is taken as common. So you have to write tan of x minus plus 5 over here. So I will get the two brackets. The first bracket in this case is 2 times tan of x plus 5 plus minus 3, and the second bracket in this case is tan of x plus 5. We know that when the multiplication of two bracket is 0, then the either the first bracket will be equal to 0 or the second bracket will be equal to 0. So I have to solve this one over here. Either we have this one, the first one is, the first bracket will be this one, 2 times tan of x minus 3 equal to 0, or the second one is tan of x plus 5 equal to 0. So the tan of x, the first answer will be 3 by 2. The second answer will be tan of x is equal to the minus 5. Now remember over here, I will solve the two things. The first one is over here. Uh, According to the condition of the angle is acute angle. Acute angle means the angle must be in the first quadrant. So this, the tan minus will lie in the third quadrant. So in third quadrant, we are not required the answer. So our required answer will be this one. That answer is not required. Why? As x is lying between first quadrant or acute angle, so we have this one. That's why tan of x is minus 5. Minus 5 means the tan is negative, and tan is negative in second and fourth quadrant, and both the quadrants are not required. Now the next one is we have the first information. Now I have to find the part of this question is given that, so exact value of the tan is, that is we have this one, exact value of the tan is 3 by 2. Find the exact value of the tan of 225 minus x. Now, the second part of the question is tan of 225 minus x. I have to calculate the second part of the question. So now you have to find tan of 225 degree minus x, that is required answer. You have to calculate. Before using this formula, we must have this one is tan of a minus b, that is equal to the tan of a minus tan of b divided by 1 plus tan of a into tan of b. So I have to use this formula. Then I will calculate over here. So this formula is this one. I have to find tan of 225 degree minus x is equal to the tan of 225 degree minus tan of x divided by 1 plus, because this minus sign become plus in the denominator, tan of 225 degree into tan of x. So I have to use the calculator. What's the answer of tan of 25 degree? So the tan of 25 degree answer will be, there's a tan, where is a tan? That's a tan is over here. That is 225 degree. So answer will be 1. So I have to use the tan of 25 degree is 1. 1 minus, what's the answer of the tan of x is? That is 3 by 2. 1 plus, what's the answer? Tan of 25 is 1 into 3 by 2. So use your calculator and find 2 minus 3, that becomes minus 1 by 2 in the numerator, and 2 plus 3, that becomes the 5 by 2 in the denominator. Final answer after the cancellation will be minus 1 by 5 if I'm not wrong. Okay, now I have to solve some results. Before starting the next question, I have to solve the things. So before starting the next part, I have to solve the two things over here. Yes. Today I will discuss another two things. Then I will solve the other questions. Next topic of today's lecture is double angle identities. So I have to explain double angle identities. Derivation of these results is not in your syllabus. Double angle identities. As we know that we already have the first result, when I explain this one, we have the sine of A plus B. That result is equal to the sine of A into cos of B plus becomes plus cos of A sine of B. So to make the double angle identity, the proof of this identity is not in your syllabus, but I have to just replace. So I have to suppose, I have to let that B is equal to A. The whole equation you have to change into the form of A. So the sine of A plus A, because as I said, the derivation of this result is not in your syllabus, but you have just understand what's the basic concept. So sine of A plus A, it becomes sine of A. You have to replace, what you have to replace? B by A. So that becomes the cosine or the cos of A plus cos of A will remain as it is. A will not change, and sine of B, it becomes sine of A. So you have very important result. Sine of 2A is equal to the 2 times sine of A into cos of A. This is called the double angle identity of the sine. This is called double angle identity of the sine. No doubt this identity is already in your uh, formula sheet, but we have to use this one a lot. The second one is, suppose we have this one, black marker. The second one is we have cos of A plus B is equal to the cos of A into cos of B. This plus becomes the minus sine of A into sine of B. So the same procedure, you have to replace what you have to replace. You have to put where you have the B, you have to put is equal to the A. So that's why I will get cos of A plus A becomes cos of A. A will remain as it is. There will be no change into cos of A. B is replaced by A. So sine of A into sine of A. So the second one is cos of 2A, that is equal to the cos square of A minus sine square of A. That is the second identity for double angle in the case of uh, cosine. We can derive other two identities from here. In AS level, we have this information. We have this information. What the information is just like this one. We have this information in AS level. If we have the cos square of A plus sine square of A, that is always equal to 1. So we have this one is whenever we have the cos square of A and sine square of A, answer is always equal to 1. So from here, I can get two results. The cos square of A is equal to the 1 minus sine square of A. Or I have the sine square of A is equal to the 1 minus cos square of A. So I have these two results. Okay. Now, if this is the first case, whenever the cause is expressed in terms of cos square and sine square. If I ask, write the expansion of the cosine in terms of the only cos. So what will you do? The same was over here. The cos of 2A is equal to the, I have to remove this sine square. So cos square will remain as it is. What's the answer of sine is 1 minus cos square of A. So I will get cos square of A minus 1 minus into minus plus, that becomes cos square of A. We know that the cos square of A is cos square of A is added to 2 cos square of A. So this term and this term we have to add. This becomes 2 times cos square of A minus 1. That is called the second result. That is called the second result. Now, if I replace the cos square by sine square, the third one is I use the blue marker over here. I use the blue marker over here. So I will get cos of 2A is equal to 2 times. I have to remove this cos square. Cos square is 1 minus sine square. Sine square of A minus 1. So that becomes 2 minus 2 sine square of A minus 1. That becomes 2 minus 1 becomes 1 minus 2 times sine square of A. So the cos of 2A, the double angle of 2A, I have 3 results. The cos, I have 3 results. What are the results? Just I have a look over here. The first result is cos 2A is equal to the cos square of A minus sine square of A. That is called the first result. Cos 2A is equal to the cos square of A minus sine square of A. The second result is in terms of the cos 2A is equal to 2 times cos square of A minus 1. And the third result is that cos 2A is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square of A. The last result is remaining. Just we have this one. The last one is because we are doing the double angle formulas, the third one is tan of A plus B. Tan of A plus B, as we know that that is equal to the tan of A, plus sign will remain plus into tan of B divided by 1 is always the part of the formula. That plus sign becomes the minus. So tan of A into tan of B. Again, to make the formula, you have to replace B by is equal to A. So I will get tan of A plus A is equal to the tan of A, because you have to replace B by A. So tan of A into tan of A divided by 1 minus tan of A into tan of A. So what will be the answer? The tan of 2A is equal to the 2 times tan of A. Why 2 times? Because this is a tan of A, this is a tan of A. Both the same terms are adding. So I will do the tan of 2A divided by 1 minus tan square of A. So that is the third expansion of the tan. So if I just will write these three formulas, then I have this one double angle formula. I will write with the help of the red marker. So the first formula double of angle is sine of 2A, that is equal to the 2 times sine of A into cos of A. That is the first formula. Then I have the cosine, means cos of 2A is equal to the first formula is cos square of A minus sine square of A. Second formula is 2 cos square of A minus 1. Third formula is 1 minus 2 sine square of A. So the expansion of the cos in the double angle, we have three results. And the last formula is tan of 2A, that is equal to the 2 times tan of A over 1 minus tan square of A. Okay, beta, just the time is going to finish this free session. You have to wait for 2-3 minutes. I will join the next meeting, then I will restart. Thank you, beta.